Are you recovered from the trauma?
All right, hello, folks. We are live on the air right now. Hello. We had a little problem last week. Eric showed up with St. Pauli Girl. He did a little preview, and we gave him a little hard time, but it was a mistake. It was an honest mistake. But last week was Natty Daddy, and that stuff was so strong. People were telling me, "Oh boy, you really got affected by that." I was like, "Yeah, it's a 25-ounce cane. It's extremely strong." I had to go splash water on my face during the video. I mean, come on. That's why I never drink Natty Daddy. It's too strong.
Understandable.
Not bad. It didn't taste bad. I enjoyed it. And, okay, Jean, when you get back, I'll introduce. Okay, let's see. Tanya told me she might join us tonight, but I don't see her. But that's okay. Tanya would join us a lot, but the problem is when we go on at 6:30, it's only 4:30 where she is, and she's still at work. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
And that's a bit of a problem. And I got the Australian guys. We can never get together because it's flipped. Everything is flipped. So, and then the guys in England, it's always too late. You know.
Yeah, isn't it like 2 in the morning or something? Like 6-hour difference between us.
It's so unworkable.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do videos with Stuart Picard, but it was just so much of a pain. It's like you had to plan so much that by the time you did the video, you just couldn't stand to deal with the topic anymore. But anyway,
Exactly.
I don't know what that.
Bug spray so I can sit outside and do the review.
But I'm glad Eric picked this extremely practical way of doing this. Well.
I like the nervous laughter.
Tonight, now Eric, you've known Eric Ronfelter many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has.
I've known him since probably 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
I bet you've always been like this. Hey,
Pretty much.
we've got St. Pauli Girl, and out west we have Eric Anderson joining us. From the south, we have myself, Louisiana Beer Reviews. We have the Beer and TV Rambo with Jean H. Pierre, the Haitian Connection.
Good evening, everybody. Long time no see.
Cheers.
Woo!
Mid-Atlantic, New York, formerly New Holland.
What is he doing?
Things are going crazy over here in Massachusetts. Continue on.
I was like, what's going on here?
We appreciate you ruining this video.
Sorry.
The broadcast has gone awry.
Oh no.
I'll mute you until you can get the act together.
On a side note, let's do some rye beers. I'll go a rye.
Yeah, it'll go awry. Now, that is a good idea, though. But we have from the Mid-Atlantic, New York, we have Maria Devon, the girl next door.
Hi.
And we have the Mad Hatter tonight, who's sound like he's prepped with a couple of cans of Natty Daddy, perhaps. Because he's on the phone, he's falling down, he's doing bug spray. He is more than he's got to unmute it. That's right. Okay, so he's just a wild and crazy guy tonight. So you can hear us, Eric?
Nothing.
Yeah, you know those. It's always best to use a phone.
He's muted. He can't respond.
Yeah, but he can unmute it. I'm gonna enable the question and answer. Okay, so who has never had this before?
I have not had that before a couple of days ago when I bought the 6-pack, so I haven't had it before this week.
Okay, so you got things together now, right?
Yes, sir. All set. Ready to go.
Not going to ring bells or...
Sure. No, I think we're good.
Okay. Who else has never had it? I know Maria's had it because she was drinking on the 6-pack.
I've had it before.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I've had it before.
I've had it before. It's been a while, but I think if I recall, did I do a review of this beer? I may have. But I might do another one. I didn't like the setup in that, just like the Ballantine Ale. I didn't like that setup. So Stay tuned for Valentine Ale.
Nice.
That'd be cool. Now, that'd be cool. Now, a few things about this beer. It was introduced in 1965 by Beck's. You know, Beck's came under the control of InBev. They didn't really come under the control. They sold out like these companies are always doing. And then InBev, of course, bought Anheuser-Busch, yada, yada, yada. But what they did was they invented this beer, or I shouldn't say invented, they developed this beer for the export market to go to America as an American-only beer. A few years later, they introduced the Beck's Special Dark Lager. Then the NA is a popular one. And John says, I'm thirsty and been running around with kids and wife all afternoon. My time of the week is this review. It's John's My Time Marathon. Now, anyway, I noticed some things about this beer. The website is now dead. It's a dead link.
Great.
For the past 5 years, yeah, and for the past 5 years, they have not done the St. Pauli Girl program. Remember, every year they used to have a different St. Pauli Girl. That's been ended. So maybe InBev realized or figured that it was a waste of money and they could sell just as much of it without any promotion. I don't know, but there's nothing happening in that area.
Is there a St. Pauli Girl Dark out there?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No, there isn't anymore?
Yeah, it was
There
discontinued.
was. Didn't I get the last one?
Maria almost literally bought the last bottle sold.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a beer and BS, and I could not find it. And then I went, and the distributor guy said it's gone.
Because all I see is this one and the non-alcoholic version.
I asked the area salesman for Anheuser-Busch Monday, and I said, he told me, don't use my name. And then the bulk merchandise, everybody's going to know who it is because the bulk merchandiser standing next to him and said, you can use my name. I said, oh, Chris, okay, Chris. And then the other guy says, did you ever say my name before? I said, maybe. And then Chris started laughing. But the reason I'm bringing him up is I said, hey, you, is there anything special I need to tell the audience about this beer? No. He said, what do you mean? I said, you know, like information about it. Oh, no, I can't think of anything. He said, oh, I'll tell you. The NA is very popular. It's like the most popular imported non-alcoholic beer.
They see it everywhere.
And
There you are, Eric. You're finally on. Yay. Huh.
I figured it out. Good Lord.
he said in this area, the 6-packs are much more popular than the 12-packs. Don't know why. Who wants to read that information about the beer off the Tap Into Your Beer? I'll do it. I just didn't want to talk. I didn't want to dominate. Okay. It says, and you know the name St. Pauli has something to do with the location of the brewery in Bremen, Germany, by the way. But it says, distinctive full-bodied taste and hoppy aroma, then this lager is for you. 2-row spring barley from the south of England, so they use English barley, a special strain of yeast, glacier water, from the Rottenberger, plus hops from the famous Hallertau hop gardens in southern Germany. And that's what it is, 5% alcohol, it's about 159 calories. They use no adjuncts, water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. And they have a different, if y'all notice, the neck is different now. They got that foil neck. It used to be a round paper neck. So I'll say one more thing. It's clear, it's golden, it's bubbly, it has a lot of lacing. It looks like a whole lot of other Euro lagers I've had. And it wasn't very skunked at all. Now we'll go west. Eric, what do you think?
I find this beer, we're just doing appearance at the moment.
Yeah, an aroma.
Yeah, it's mine's not very skunky at all. Just like down on the last one before as well. When I poured it, there was not much of a head. There's basically no lacing on it, but typical look for a European lager, kind of a straw color, but not particularly carbonated. I find, and yeah, good.
How about the aroma?
It's pretty straightforward. It's like I said, not skunky at all. Not even a little bit. Very typical. Don't get a little bit of the malty flavor, malty smell, but this one's hard. I mean, to me, it's a pretty standard European lager scent, but it's not anything that's there's nothing that's really popping out at me. It's almost kind of, even though there's no wheat in this beer, if I was gonna call a flavor out, it'd almost be wheat.
Wow. And you notice it has the Best By date on it, which is helpful. Mine says July 2016, so it has a date, guys. Another good thing, it's a 12-ounce bottle, not the 11.2-ounce bottle.
Mine says February 2017 on the back.
Nice. That's a fresh one.
July 2016, not very fresh.
November 2016.
Pretty good.
Right in the middle.
Pretty good.
2017.
Now,
Damn.
we're going to go east to Maria. Maria, what do you think about the aroma?
I'm not crazy about it. I don't smell skunk, but the first thing I do smell is DMS. It's darn strong. It's right up over the malt. That's not where it belongs. I should be smelling bread and bread crust and not DMS first. The hops are very mild, but they're herbal and they're cool. The malt is in there, and I'm glad. But I think a lot of people confuse that cooked vegetable scent with the skunk. And what I'm smelling is not skunk, but it sure is cooked vegetable.
In a Miller High Life type of way?
No, in a there's a little bit too much DMS on the nose type of way.
Because sometimes I will say that Miller High Life has that cooked vegetable.
Well, and the hops are so mild, right? One of the outstanding features of the Pilsner is that the hops shoot prominent on the nose. And really, it's DMS, malt, and then a very light hop. And it's not that hops can't be light on the Pilsner, because they can, but you know, I would have liked to have smelled the bread first.
Yeah. Sean?
Well, I'm not getting the skunkiness that some of you are saying. Some of you may not have it, but to me, it smells like your typical Euro lager. More maybe say Peroni, a little bit of maybe Pilsner Urquell, maybe some Carlsberg. It has that scent to it.
Grain.
And, yeah, a little bit grain, some of that, but it's your standard, lager to me, Euro lager, which is, I've always, even at 5%, again, it tastes a little strong to me. So.
Well, in my opinion, okay, now Maria, I am not a technical expert, okay, but I'll just tell you what I'm getting, okay. I'm getting a little biscuity barley malt, and I'm getting a little bit of grassy hops. Everything. The whole presentation is very mild. So maybe a little cracker. It's pretty basic, but to me, I'm not getting anything bad. I just am not. So to me, it smells much more alike a lot of the ones Jean named than unlike. I'm thinking of Golden Pheasant. Maybe I don't know about Heineken. Heineken's a little bit of a mystery beer. I might have to go and redo that one. That one gets me mixed up. Maybe Kronenbourg.
Yeah.
1664, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
a
fantastic.
little bit of that. Yeah, I agree. That is.
Or not. It's like a lower level aroma of Grolsch. Like Grolsch is a little
Yeah.
more pungent or something.
To me, this is, I guess for European beers, but you could almost say that in regards to American kind of pale lager beers. It's almost just got, what you're going to expect from that appearance and that aroma. I mean, it doesn't really have. I mean, it has the graininess. Don't get me wrong about that, but nothing is very, out there or too funky smelling. It just smells like it should for that sort of a pale Pilsner or lager kind of a style. I think everything's on point, and it's just, I'm not getting, the last time I had this beer, maybe Maria's right about the skunking, that it could be that cooked DMS vegetable kind of a flavor, and not so much the skunk, but it has a little bit of that kind of an element to it. But otherwise, again, it's exactly what you would expect out of the German Pilsner and the Euro Pale Lager kind of a style to me.
I'm going to raise my hand. Now, okay, now that you've said, everyone has said, well, it smells like corn, it smells like cooked vegetable, and it smells a little like skunk. Take a good whiff and tell me if that little bit of skunk maybe smells like sulfur.
No. No, I can't go along. I cannot go along with that.
I'm still smelling bug spray, so yes, sulfur.
You mean like matches?
No. Oh, I get what you're saying.
It's like the sulfur in beer, right? The sulfur that can be in beer.
I don't think I've ever had a beer that's overly sulfured.
Actually smell it or just taste it, but I thought I would ask because identifying the skunk is something I'm after.
Yeah. I got a little pop of that when I first popped the cap and I sniffed into the. I didn't do a Jonathan Brown sniff, but I did a pretty good sniff into the bottle. I picked up a little skunk, but in 10 seconds it was gone.
It doesn't taste that way. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that light syrupy, slimy kind of a texture. I'm not getting that at all from my beer.
All right, so Eric, since you're
Well,
talking,
wait, one more. I'm going to raise my hand one more time. According to the tasting note guidelines, you are supposed to have an initial sulfury aroma, which would explain the skunky smell.
Okay.
Now, okay, so since Eric was talking anyway, let's let him tell us about the flavor, and then I think we can go to the other Eric in California,
And work our way back.
and then the Maria, and then Jean and myself.
Okay.
So what I was saying there was I'm not getting that slimy kind of a slightly syrupy taste from any kind of a skunking, which is nice. But what I am getting is that typical kind of like a Pilsner, not a Pilsner, like a biscuit kind of a maltiness, and that I get out of a lot of these Euro lagers, and it's got a little bit, it's got a tiny bit of a spicy hop to me, like an earthy kind of a spicy hop. There's nothing herbal to me about it. There's an earthy, spicy kind of a hop. There are some of the, your corn husk and that kind of a grainy taste. It doesn't taste like, corn like a Budweiser might. Or not Budweiser like a standard light beer from the United States might, but it's got that husky, grainy type of a flavor with the bread. And it's just got a good malty, background to the beer overall. It's really refreshing, but to me, there's not a whole bunch going on to separate it from a lot of the other European pale lagers that I've had. I think it's pretty much on par with a lot of the other Euro-style lagers and the mass-produced German Pilsners I've had in the past.
Okay. I heard what you said. Eric, a Lions fan, said he's having trouble joining. Let me try to contact Eric, a Lions fan.
Okay.
Get 3 Erics up in here?
Sweet. I'm the only one with the K, I bet.
All these people named Eric. Okay.
Can't trust any of this.
Full crap. Cheers.
They'll get on there with their phone. Let's see, Eric
Anderson.
A. Lions fan.
He's commented on some of my reviews. Seems like a really pretty cool dude.
Yeah, somebody send him the link, you hear?
I'd say actually the finish is pretty high on the dry side. It's not. It doesn't really completely give me that cottonmouth kind of sensation, but with a lot of American-style beers, it does have, in nature, this one does have that drying sort of a feel at the end.
Hey, John, what's up?
Hello.
How you
I
doing?
just got done eating. Sorry if I'm late.
That's all right.
Who is it?
Jonathan Walker.
Jonathan. Are you friends with Erica Lyons, fan?
Excuse me?
Let's see if I can solve this problem right
We're
here.
trying to find somebody to join up on our beer examination here. But, Mr. Anderson, what are you feeling about the St. Pauli's Girl a week later here?
So, I mean, I largely agree with you. I would say, like, if I'm going to compare it directly to other beers of this style, I would say I think Grolsch and 1664 are superior. Absolutely. And you were
Yes.
calling this beer dry, but I think both of those are a little bit more dry than this is. I definitely don't get like a syrupy flavor from it at all. It's not like overly sweet to me, which is usually a really big turnoff for me. I mean, there's definitely sweetness from the malts, but I don't find it to be distracting or cloying or overpowering. And I mean, the taste again is, to me, I mean, what you get first and foremost is the grains. Like there's the hop finish. I would agree, a little bit kind of spicy and earthy, not floral at all. But that hop finish is very, very subtle. I mean, it's not. You kind of have to go searching for it a little bit to find that.
Not a hoppy beer, no.
No. I mean,
It has a little hop character.
it does
Yeah,
have a little
yes.
mix there,
Not
but
much to me.
it's
but-
I mean, I just think for this type of beer, I would be more inclined to fire back some like 1664, which I think might be a dollar more, but is a vastly superior beer in my opinion. But having said that, I mean, I'd probably drink this maybe over Stella, for example.
Nice.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Stella. Kind of.
But I don't know. I'd have to do it side by side to really stand by that statement.
Right.
But I mean, to me, it's not too far off from an American adjunct lager. I mean, it's superior to one, but I don't think the gap is massive, because I mean it has very much I mean, to me, the main flavor is the graininess. It doesn't have a lot else that it's offering, but it's not. I enjoy it.
Let me say this real fast. Erica Lyons fan, I know you're trying to join. Some people have their Google settings set up in a way that you just cannot initiate a conversation with them. And therefore, I cannot send you the link. Also, people use pseudonyms or whatever, so I have people that are friends with me on Google and on Facebook, and I don't know that they're the same person because they use strange, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, their YouTube names aren't their real name.
yeah, it's like Poppy Wiggle 13, and I'm Johnny.
Hey, be careful. Maybe Salsa Ferg, you know.
Oh, damn.
I'm like Johnny Poppy, you know, and they get all these like different aliases, and then they say, "Don't you know who I am?" It's like, man, no, because everybody's using all these aliases, and they use a different name on every site, and I cannot remember. You know, I can remember John Walker because it's like really easy to remember John Walker. John Walker or ZZ 91113 Wigamo. What do you think about this beer?
Can I say hi?
John Walker muted himself. What do you think about this beer, John Walker?
You're on mute, John Walker.
If I finish my comments, you can say hi.
Here we go.
I have developed a cold in the last 24 hours, and it has hit me hard. But I know how it tastes. It's a light-bodied beer. It's it looks like a Heineken. I think the taste is on par. I'm sorry.
ESPN. All right. Update. ESPN.
That sound's been around since like what, the 80s?
Yeah, I
Something
know.
like that.
I like it. It's got a more of an earthy, hot bite to it. It's not real bitter. I like it. It's real refreshing. I think the other European pilsners taste better, like Weihenstephaner or
No.
crap. I'm drawing a blank. I think this is the they've classified this as a pilsner, right?
Yeah, German Pilsner.
Okay.
Well, all I could find out, they just say it was a lager.
Yeah, you're a lager.
Right.
Okay, so
but I prefer Stella over it, just
But
because
it's just a pretty average tasting beer to you, John. In other words.
yeah. I like it though. I bought a 12-pack of it.
Nice.
you're not gonna have any issues drinking it.
Mm-mm.
You need to take
Memorial Day.
You need to take some vitamin C and feed that cold. Now, Maria, what do you think about the flavor? Here we go, y'all.
Hold on one moment. Y'all have opened so many chats that my Firefox is frozen. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Not me.
Maria.
Hold on.
I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what. Here's some advice. When I do these hangouts, I do not get on Google Plus or Facebook.
I'm on Gmail where you called us. Hold on.
Hey Jay. Hey Jay. Do you know what style of hops?
I'll go last. Give me a chance to fix this.
Yeah, John.
Do you know what style of German hops the breweries use over there to really add the real florally bitter taste for pilsners? I don't know if these are the right words, but you know that nice bitter taste that a pilsner has. What type of hops is that?
That's generally using Hallertau hop varieties, right?
Yeah, I can't be Cascade hops. Isn't that a
No, they're using hops that are going to give the beer a slightly more of a earthy, spicy kind of component. Not so much a floral or that kind of a hoppy bitterness.
There's no grapefruit in this, I can tell you that. Thank God.
I've got a little bit left. I'm going to give you my impression of it. I started drinking this beer around 1996 when I first started doing the beer exploration, right? So I just jumped from brand to brand, trying everything, and I always liked it. It's got a nice little grassy bitterness at the end of the sip. It's got a little biscuity malt. It's a fairly light and watery mouthfeel. It's a fairly crisp, not the most super clean beer in the world, but that's okay. Crisp, enjoyable finish. I think it would go well with a ham sandwich, with some mayonnaise, fairly strong, probably red onions.
Yeah.
John, I muted you because there was a lot of background noise coming in.
Okay, all right, no problem, partner.
And got a lot of noise tonight. And it's like I said, it would go well with a ham sandwich with probably red onions, sauerkraut, and I was going to say Wiener Schnitzel. I'm not too sure about that. But I think it's just a pleasant general beer. It's not the greatest thing. I don't think it's sold to be that. I think it is better than your American lagers, your adjunct lagers. It's probably worth the price you'll pay for a 12-pack. Occasionally it'll be on sale. I've never seen it in cans, although I know it was sold in cans at one time. So this is only my opinion. No one has to agree with me. I just find it has a lot more upside than downside. I do wish I could get the dark, but that's gone. I've never tried the NA that I can recall. Maybe I did when I was doing that little NA series. I didn't care for really too many of those non-alcoholic beers. Yeah, Rate Beer and Beer Advocate thinks it's terrible. But I don't think it's poor and I don't think it's terrible. But that's my opinion, and I just did a video last night on natural ice double down. So you got to take those kind of things into consideration. Remember who you're talking to. Okay, Maria.
Can I say hello?
Okay. I would love for her to say hello first. Do you mind?
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Hey, David. Say hello.
Hi, honey.
Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, now it's my turn. All right. think that there is an off flavor in this. And you know how I am about saying when I think there is one and when I think there isn't. And I'm going to tell you about it. It's the DMS. The DMS was way strong on the nose, and it's pretty powerful on the palate. It's the first thing you taste. It's right up over the bread. I should be tasting like golden, hard bread crust. And instead of tasting that beautiful, soft, baked, creamy goodness with this hard bread crust, I'm tasting DMS mostly. And then I have a bready texture and a grainy flavor underneath. The DMS is just too much over the malt. So that's why I would call it an off flavor. Now, the hops can range from low to moderate on the Pils. So the fact that they're low isn't really a problem. And in the German-style Pilsner, and I don't even know if, they intended to make a German-style Pilsner. I think they did. The bitterness is on the palate from the start. And in this beer, it is. I wish the hops were a little bit more prominent, but you're all right. They have that spice, that earthy spice to them. You can perceive it. You can taste it. So that's there. The finish has a touch of sweetness in it, and I really did write that down. Here's my notes as I was tasting it. So I agree with Eric. There was a little bit of sweetness in the finish. It was a bit of an awkward finish, right, because it had that DMS that was just like all the way, all the way to the finish. But the hop was soft and cool on the palate with a good solid bitterness that matched the malt. So I would say that between those two things, the bitterness and the actual malt character, there was balance. And the only thing that's wrong with this beer is it has way too much cooked vegetable flavor.
Okay. I swear to you, Maria, I was not picking that up.
I believe you.
I'm telling you, all I picked up with that beer was cracker.
There is cracker. Did you taste the graham? The malt was they did a very fine malt.
A cracker?
Yeah.
Okay.
That little graham cracker fineness that this malt has. It's lovely.
Yeah, I was going to say a saltine cracker with no salt. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. But I mean, like the fine. You know what I mean? Like when you bite a graham cracker, that fine texture. I like that about this beer.
Oh, you mean the texture, yeah. Now, well, let's see. Who did not discuss?
I haven't commented yet on this, so
right.
Let me just
and I did not mute you to be ugly. I muted you.
No. I completely understand. I got the kid here with me, so real quick, I was gonna say, to me, it tastes just like your standard Euro lager, and for the price, I probably will get this over Stella. Maybe Carlsberg or Carlsberg Elephant, maybe Pilsner or Kel. But I thought it was very enjoyable. It has that Euro taste to it, and the grass, sort of very herbal type, not overly herbal, but a little bit of that grassiness that is. It just, like I said, those Euro lagers tend to have more of that, more alcohol in it. But even though it's only 5%, you think you're drinking a beer that's maybe 5.7 or 5.8. So. I enjoyed it. So.
Yes. Okay. Now, I think we all know how it's going to finish. It's going to be pretty dry. It's going to be fairly crisp, and that's not anything too difficult to figure out. I am drinking a Coors Banquet, by the way, right now. Pint cans, which I got for $4.59 for a six-pack. But
and by the way, this is very good for this time of day, Jay. You and I both live in the region. It is hot today, and this beer is going very well, perfectly.
Wait now, Maria's in New York. She said they are dealing with some hella heat.
Wow.
Yes, sir. 85 and above, 5 days in a row.
Well, that's good. It's not bad compared. This is really hot here.
Really hot.
Maria, what city or what part of New York are you from?
I'm in Ithaca, New York.
Ithaca.
Yep. Today we were at 83. Tomorrow I think we're supposed to be at 86 for the next couple of few days. And
You know where Richmond, Virginia is?
Yeah.
That's it. We were 88 today. We'll be 90 tomorrow.
I used to live in Virginia actually, so I remember the heat down there.
Yeah, Virginia, Northern Virginia has the worst weather to me.
I'll tell you what, who's got bad weather. is Washington, D.C. Every time I go into that bowl, okay, I'm going to mute Jean because it's too much craziness. Every time I go into that bowl,
Eric's gone to pixels. Eric is completely reduced to pixels.
No, I see him fine. Every time I go into that bowl of Washington, D.C., there is never a breeze. Like, you go there, there's no breeze. It's hot. It's so humid. And I'm like, I'm dying.
There never is. There never is.
I'm dying in Washington, D.C. It's like you're in this sauna.
It's like Virginia. Go down Lower Virginia, around Norfolk, in that area. It's the same.
That's awful, too.
Yeah.
The Chesapeake Bay gets up to 90 degrees in the summertime.
But before we get back to the beer, I will say this, and I can prove it too. I know where to go to Washington, D.C., very close. I don't want to say too much because people will steal my secret. I know where to go and park for free all day long in Washington, D.C.
National games, right?
Well, that too. But I know where to go park. Listen to me, folks. I know where to go park in Washington, D.C. and go see all the tourist attractions and not pay 1 cent to park all day. See, if you read, like, tourist literature, they'll tell you, oh, you can forget trying to park in Washington, D.C. That ain't going to happen. I'm like, they didn't ride with me. Okay, not to mention New York City, but that's not going to happen this year, but I do know places to park for free.
Hey, Jay, do you use the subway in D.C.? The metro to get around?
No, I use my feet.
Okay.
The metro's crazy down there.
I mean, all the tourist attractions are basically crammed together in a little small area. But, you know, anyway, this is not a tourist podcast, but I will say that the Botanical Gardens across the street from the U.S. Capitol building is probably the best thing to go see. But anyway, all right, now, so I would buy St. Pauli Girl again. I bought it before. I would buy it again. I like it, okay? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Rate Beer hates it. Beer Advocate hates it. Everybody hates me now, okay? All right, you hate me. Okay, I get it. But I like the beer, and I would have it again. Do I love it? No. Do I adore it? No. Do I like it a lot? Yes. And that's it. Eric Anderson, California.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad beer. I'm into it. I just feel like for me, it's a little expensive. I mean, I spent like a little over $9 for this 6-pack, and I have local beer, the Firestone, that I can get for $6.99 a 6-pack that I think is just the bomb. So like, I'm more willing to get something like that. If I really wanted this Euro Pale style, I'd be more likely to go and get 1664. You know, I don't really like. I think you compare it to a beer like Carlsberg Elephant is just kind of unfair and weird because I think this is a lot more drinkable than Carlsberg Elephant, but Carlsberg Elephant gets you crushed.
There are almost two different styles of beers right there in the lager category.
Yeah, if you compare it to normal Carlsberg, that's a little bit, you know, different.
Right. Amen. Elephant is a whole different world. Come on.
Yeah. Euro strong lager.
You know, that's a whole different story, but I mean, I find that beer to be too sweet for me. But this drinkable is good. I don't get really any negative flavors from it. It's a little bit grainy, you know, but I just think for the price point, I probably wouldn't go for it. But if it was $6.99 a 6-pack, I'd probably be picking up all the time. So it's just kind of depending where it is. I think for me, this is a little bit overpriced. For the experience, but I don't hate it. I think it's a drinkable beer. It's not a bad beer. And this one, like I said, I've been drinking a really fresh one. This is 2017. So the one that I have, ultra fresh, not skunky at all. There is none of the sulfur flavor that you're talking about, the DMS flavor. So I don't have anything bad to say about it, but I just don't think it's exceptional.
Awesome.
But you would recommend that somebody would try it if they never had it?
Yeah, I definitely would. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they're saying on Rate Beer it's an 8 out of 100.
Huh. Wow.
What? 65 out of 100.
What?
70 out of 100, not 8 out of 100. It's more like, yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, what
What did Beer Advocate give it for a score?
The bros gave it a 70.
Yeah, but Beer Advocate said it
Okay,
was
score. Wow.
Beer Advocate said it was poor. It was poor, a bad beer. Okay.
Yeah,
But the bros are pretty fair, you know, on a lot of beer.
they seem to be.
If people think it's poor, that's fine. You know, I'm not.
That's
saying,
their own opinion.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying, oh, you must drink this beer because I have some odd attachment to InBev beers. Okay.
No.
One thing I didn't mention that I would like to say is that I like the mouthfeel of the beer, and I think Eric was saying this too. I don't get any like sliminess or syrupiness or anything like that. I think it has a crisp mouthfeel like that. That's actually really important, and I think the beer there is totally fine. You know.
Yes, correct. I agree.
A lot of beers take a misstep there.
Now, Jean-Pierre, it looks like you having some. You said you would buy it again.
Right. As you see, I'm running in and out. Everybody needs my time. So anyway, yeah, I would definitely buy this again. I paid $6.99 plus tax of this at Rouse's in Mobile. You know, for a 6-pack. I didn't see it in a 12-pack, but I know if I was back home in New Jersey, it will be a 12-pack, definite of this beer. But yeah, I would buy this again, and I think the main reason for me would be the price. And but if you want to talk about styles, I would probably say maybe Stella, maybe Carlsberg Elephant. I would pick over this, but for the price, I would pick St. Pauli's Girl.
Hey, Jean, one more thing before you get off of this hangout. Would you ever hang out with me and drink Prestige Lager?
If I can get it, man. Hey, you know it. But I have to travel down to South Florida or ask my dad to ship me a couple of bottles from New Jersey. So
it wouldn't just be 2 bottles.
Nice.
I want a case.
All right, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to Mobile. Y'all got to go to Mobile this year, 2016. That's my 2016 goal. I have to go to Mobile and hang out with Jean. And Jean has to come to New Orleans. You heard him? All right.
Yes. Definite.
No, I found those good prices. Okay, all right. John Walker, I know you're ill, but beer makes me feel better when I'm sick. So that's one of my
Vitamin B.
It's a tonic to me. I'm not a professional. John Walker, you would buy it again?
What's that cherry liqueur called? Di Serono. My neighbor, when he was sick, he would always drink Di Serono because he said it tasted like caustic. Anyway. Hey, I just want to show you this real quick before I get off. This is a backpack cooler.
Don't forget about Kiafa. Okay, what now?
Yes.
This is a backpack cooler. It holds a 24-pack of beer.
Nice.
Yes.
I saw it for $24 at REI. I bought that. It was originally $60, so I definitely hopped on that because I'm going to the Charlotte race this weekend.
Nice.
Okay.
And I can carry that into the track and drink a 24-pack of beer in the stands.
Would you bring 24-pack of the St. Pauli's Girl? Would you do that?
If they allowed bottled beer, yes, I would.
Sure.
Yes, I love this beer.
So what beer are you bringing, John? What beer are you bringing, John?
Wait, let John talk.
I'm sorry.
This is made by Beck's, right?
Yes.
Y'all think it tastes as good as Beck's or better?
Better.
I think it does taste better. I think they made a better product. And this is only distributed in North America, right?
That's right.
That's interesting. I would think that the Germans would prefer this over the standard Beck's, but what do I know? I love this beer. Well, really like it. I don't say love, but it's good. I could drink a whole 6-pack in one night and not feel like I ate a meal.
Not a
like
doppel
a big
box.
buffet meal. I mean, beer's gonna make you feel like you ate a lot, but I like it. It's refreshing, crisp, clean, and does the job.
No joking. You also liked all the Orioles gear I've been wearing.
Yes, appreciate it. And actually, this thing is my tablet is sitting on that. It's a picture of
Go Red Sox.
Orioles Park,
I've been to Orioles Park many times. Okay, Maria. So John, appreciate you joining us. I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you feel better, and you should join us next week for Bud Light Lime.
Woo! They're changing the label on that too.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. Okay,
Yeah,
Maria, I had a feeling that was coming. Maria, would you buy this again, St. Pauli Girl?
No, I didn't buy it because I didn't want to pay $8.99 for the 6-pack. Okay, for $8.99 I can get Genesee's new Pilot Batch North German pills. For $8.99 I can get Saranac Summer pills. I can get Goose Island's pills. For $1 more I can get Ithaca or I can get Victory. I mean, my choices for Pilsners this year are wonderful. So I only bought the single, and I really don't want any more.
And you can buy that Blue Moon Pilsner.
I still have the last bottle of that. That's
yummy. I haven't seen that. The Blue Moon Pilsner. Haven't seen that in Mobile yet. So
wow.
I saw it, a bunch of it here in Louisiana. Maria, save me that bottle. I will drive to New York and drink it. Okay, but
Are you serious? I will save it for you. I was gonna make bread with it.
Bread.
I will save it for you.
Yeah, I'll drive all the way to New York to drink. I'm going to drive all the way to New York to drink a Blue Moon Pilsner. So Maria would not buy this again. She's very insulted by it, and she was
not insulted, not at all. And in a lot of beers that I have tasted, too much DMS, too much cooked vegetable. I've said I won't buy it again. I'm
just giving you a hard time because I've always gone and said so many bad things about Genesee beer, and I feel funny about it.
Well, you should come to New York then and drink my last bottle of the of the table pills, the Belgian table pills, and go to Genesee and see if you like them any better in person.
Yeah, I would do it. Genesee, I don't want to get off on a track because Genesee, those are the same people that make Dog Bite. All right. But you have to admire their audacity. All right, but
Genesee Ice is excellent, by the way, so
I agree with that. And I need to try their what is it called? Something horse ale.
One horse, 12 horse, something kind of horse.
Yeah.
It's sort of like their version of Ballantine IPA.
Yeah.
Ballantine Ale, excuse me. Okay, we got to get this straight. Okay, so Eric Fraunfelter, would you buy it again?
I don't think I would buy it. I mean, not that this wasn't by any means a foul beer to me, or didn't have anything that sort of disgusted me in any way, shape, or form from drinking the beer. I did finish it, and I did pretty much enjoy it as a sort of. And here's my problem with the beer. My only problem with the beer is it being an $8.99. I guess depending on where you go in my area, it's between $8.99 and $9.99, which I think there are a lot better import lagers coming into the United States that are just have a little bit more going on. That are a little bit more pleasant and enjoyable to drink. I think the St. Pauli's Girl, as it being a pretty non-offensive beer, it doesn't have anything that's really to me outright wrong with the flavor of the beer. I think it's just a pretty average tasting lager beer, and if that's what I'm looking for personally, I can even go to beers made by the big three, Bud, Miller, Coors in the United States, and get a cheaper beer that's going to be more enjoyable to me, and I'm going to save some money. So if somebody gave me the beer, or that's all they had, that would be no problem to drink St. Pauli's Girl. But if I'm going to a store and I want to buy beer, this is not going to be on the list of I'm thinking about buying that.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I don't go out and buy this. I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I do not go out and buy this beer. I did it for the review, okay? I mean, you know what I buy. I did my double down last night. I bought the 12-pack of Natural Ice.
Nice.
I mean, what was that? Now, you laughed at that? Now,
hold on.
Uh-oh, John.
Sorry, enjoyable. It's an enjoyable ice beer, 5.9%.
I am not going to go on the internet and say that Natural Ice is as good as St. Pauli Girl. I am not going to say that. But
You'll save a lot of money.
That's right. And it's 5.9% alcohol, and it's only 130 calories, and it paired very well with Libby's Vienna sausage. So, you know, it's all in the context with which, you know, you have to look at it in a certain context. Say, well, you give your daughter hundreds of dollars every month to go to college. You could buy a lot more beer if you weren't doing that. That's true, but
Priorities, man, priorities.
yeah, you know, it's like, okay, but she could go to college and help her life improve, and I don't need to buy all that expensive beer, really, honestly. So, you know, it's I don't care. I mean, you'll notice a lot of times when I make these videos, I'm like laughing under my breath a little bit, and you got to take that into account. I'm not too serious about it. Like somebody said, you're always dogging on 11.2 ounce bottles and you're calling them rip-off bottles. I said, yeah, I do call them rip-off bottles, but if you watch carefully, you ever noticed like I'm not that serious about it? You probably noticed that, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm serious, but I'm not that serious. And I'm kind of like making a little smile, you know, like we're talking about beverages. We're not talking about the situation in Iraq. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You kind of have to look at it in a certain context.
Yeah.
If you get too wrapped up in it, it's a problem because I know people that get like angry about beer.
Yeah.
Man, look, I have drank beer for over 20 years. I can never recall one time in my life I ever got angry about beer. I've probably angered other people, but I don't get angry about beverages. I don't get angry about canned food. I don't get angry about restaurants. I don't even get angry about automobiles unless I'm driving one and it breaks down and I paid a lot of money for it. But anyway, you know, so, all right, St. Pauli's Girl, a St. Pauli Girl is fine. I wish they still made the dark. Obviously, they canceled it because it wasn't selling. It's just something to drink. Next week, we're going to do Bud Light Lime. Now, there'll be, you know, that's interesting because that's a beer that people will literally become angry about. They'll say, you're drinking Bud Light Lime, I'm going to unsubscribe to your channel.
Yeah.
I don't like...
Wait, I've never heard of Bud Light Lime. Do you mean America Light Lime?
Yes, correct.
I apologize. I'm sorry about that, Eric. We're going to drink America Light Lime.
I saw that too. I thought that was funny.
Terrible use of the word America right there.
And so some people are going to get extremely angry because we're drinking America Light Lime. Why would you get angry about that? Because it's...
Turn off.
It's like,
Turn off the channel if you don't want to watch it.
It's like, man, there's a lot of things in the world to get angry about, and a beer that uses natural lime flavor is not something to get angry about. Okay, but that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
I'm done. Maria, Eric, any last comments?
Even though I wouldn't buy the beer again, I still think it's, you know, definitely one worth exploring. And let me add, just because some panelists would say they wouldn't buy the beer, that doesn't mean that you wouldn't like the beer. We just give you our opinions of the beer and what we think about it, and then you use your judgment, go out to the store or the bar, and you try it for yourself.
Also, what I'd like to add is I definitely would look at the date on the back of the bottle because, I mean, I think we all had different experiences based off of the date. Like, mine was incredibly fresh, so it didn't have... I'm sure it would have more of the DMS flavor if it was an older beer. You know, it's very likely. So I definitely would recommend, if you're going to drink this beer, to check the freshness of the bottle.
Right. It's got the date. It's got the date. It's not some weird Julian code. It's very clear. It's explicit. And that's very easy. It's user-friendly. It's a user-friendly beer. You know, okay, Eric and Maria. Any last thoughts?
I liked what Eric said about always try it for yourself, especially like you said, you've had how many people here all had different experience, you know, some couple agreed on this or that, a couple disagreed on this or that, go out and try it for yourself.
Yep, that's all you got to do.
Yep, and if you like it, then, you know, then whatever we've said doesn't matter.
No, you don't apologize for it.
And I think we can all agree that it's very wonderful, especially the drunker you get, It's there. It's the hot blonde.
See you later. I'm out.
Okay, Eric.
Bye.
Bye,
Good
Eric.
night.
What? Now you said there's a hot blonde on the bottle. Yeah, and you know, if you looked at my Facebook page, I was posting St. Pauli Girl information all week long, and I posted the last 2011, the last time they updated their St. Pauli Girl poster, and somebody says, "Oh yeah, I like that beer." Blah blah blah. I said, "Yeah, well at least the beer's all natural."
There's a great Beer Advocate review. It's just like it's like 3 lines. It's so ridiculous. Where is it? Oh my gosh.
Don't say it. Hey,
Maybe I shouldn't anyway.
don't say it online. Hey, but look, folks, it's interesting. You know, it's not like we didn't drink St. Pauli Girl and say, "Oh, it changed my way of thinking." It's just something to try. You know, it exists. We drank it. We're not gonna a year later say, "Oh man, remember we drank St. Pauli Girl? Remember how profound that was?" I'm sure no one's gonna say that. But then on the other hand, I don't think anybody's gonna say, "Oh, remember we drank St. Pauli Girl? How traumatic it was, how bad it was." Now, if we drank Camo Silver Ice, we would say that. That would be more memorable, but in a bad way. Okay, so, all right, next week is Bud Light Lime. Take that for what it is. It is one of the
greatest beer ever made.
It is one of the most popular beers in America. That doesn't mean anything. McDonald's is a popular restaurant. Other people say McDonald's is horrible. Honestly, I do eat there sometimes. Okay. I admit it, I go to Taco Bell. All right.
Taco Bell, you know, if you're going to go to Taco Bell, what I do is I just don't eat the meat, and I just tell them, you can get, like, anything on the menu with, just replaced with, like, beans. So I'll be like, give me that cheesy potato stuffed burrito with, like, black beans. And like, that's what you get at Taco Bell. That stuff is dope.
I used to work for Taco Bell for 4 years. I could tell you some good stories about Taco Bell. Actually, they're not bad. They're actually positive stories, but this goes back to 1987 to 1991. And I was very impressed with their quality of meat. But anyway, all right. So thank you, folks, for watching this hour-long video of St. Pauli Girl Lager. And y'all come on back now. You hear?
Cheers.
Cheers.